a cube. Now this will cover a part 2 of a square and a cube. That is basically we will talk about a cube. So now one question if I'll ask you, basically we will talk about a cube. One question if I'll ask that what is the last digits of a number if I'll write as 53 cube, what will be its last digit? Can you tell me? If I'll write 49 cube, what will be its last digit? If I'll write 23 cube, what will be its last digit? So if you don't know, stay with me at the end, you will know everything, okay? So let's start. Firstly, before begin the class, let me give you about my short intro. I am Dhananjay, a postgraduate in mathematics from NIT Durgapur and taught over thousands of students for the JEE. Okay. So what are the things that we will cover today? Before starting the class, let me tell you something about the SISYA classes. So if you want more such interactive session, please explore our SISYA class courses that covers a booster course, Maths Champs course, and a SISYA Toppers program. Okay, so if you want to enroll in that, you have to follow simple step. Firstly, visit sisyaclass.com/LTC. Now just tap it on your grades. If you are studying in class 1, tap on class 1, class 2, tap on class 2, then a pop-up will appear. Simply you have to fill in the phone number and your state name, and you can try 3 free classes at just ₹19 only. That's interesting, right? Now let's see what we will cover today. So it covers a perfect cubes and units digits trick. This is the first thing that we will cover today. Properties of cube numbers, cube roots by prime factorization, product property of cube roots, rapid fire questions, and at the end we will see a formula sheet as well that I'll give it to you. Now, in the previous class we talked about the square, right? So when we multiply two numbers, like if I to find the square of 2, what I'll do? Simply multiply 2 with 2. That is 4. If I have to find square of 8, okay, I'll multiply 8 with 8. That is 64. This is what we were doing. But in this class, what I'll do, I have to find a cube. Cube means you have to multiply same number 3 times. Like if you have to find a cube of 3, so how will you write? Just write 2 to the power 3. 2 raised to power 3. It means 2 is multiplied 3 times. 2 into 2 into 2. That is 8. If I have to find 3 cube, just simply multiply 3 times. 3 into 3. That is 27. If I have to find 4 cube, so what I'll do? I'll multiply 4 3 times. 4 into 4, that is 16 into 4, that is 64. Okay. If I have to find 5 cube, so 5 cube will be, just simply multiply 5 3 times. So 5 into 5 into 5, 125. So this is how you have to find the cube. Simply multiply the same natural number 3 times, you get a cube number. Now the major talking point here is what are the results we are getting. Like here 8, 27, 64, 125. So if you multiply same number 3 times, that is basically n cube. If you multiply same number like n into n into n, n into n into n 3 times, you get n cube. So this number, the result you are getting is a perfect cube. Clear? This is a perfect cube. So the next topic is what is a perfect cube. So a perfect cube is a natural number first of all, and it is a perfect cube if it can be expressed as n cross n cross n, that is n cube for some natural number. So n cross n equals to n cube. Now here n is a natural number. You can take any natural number. Natural number everyone knows, I hope. It contains a set from 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Means counting numbers are natural number. So n cube here is a perfect cube. This is what a perfect cube means. Geometrically, what is the meaning of perfect cube? So if you arrange the cubes here, if you arrange the cubes, you will get a perfect cube. That many units cubes can be arranged to build one larger solid cube, and that forms a perfect cube. So some of the perfect cubes like 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 216. So 216, which number is forming 216? If I'll take the power of 8, right? Sorry. If I'll take the power of 6 here, take the power of 6, which number you are forming? 6 cube, which is basically 6 into 6 into 6, right? So 6 cube is 216. So these are the first few perfect cubes: 1, 8, 27, 64, 125 and 216. Any doubts you can ask me. Please ask me. Till here, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. No doubt? Shall I move to the next concept now? Okay. So first and the foremost thing is, before solving any questions, you have to remember cube from 1 to 20. Now, इतने cube तो आपको आने ही चाहिए 1 से 20 तक. 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, 5 125, 6 cube 216, 7 cube 343, 8 cube 512, 9 cube 729, 10 cube 1000. इतने सबको याद होते हैं 1 to 10. Now the main problem is how to find the cube from 11 to 20, right? ये कैसे याद रखें? तो इस आपको याद तो करना पड़ेगा, but I'll tell you trick that how you can find it fast. Let me solve for cube of 13 first. So suppose if I have to find the cube of 13, this is a trick. Suppose if you have to find the cube of 13, what I'll do, I'll simply write 1, 3 here, then I'll square the number 3 and cube the number 3. So square of number 3 is 9. Okay. उसके बाद क्या करेंगे? क्यूब निकालेंगे. 3 का क्यूब 27. Clear है? 1, 3, I'll write the same number, then I'll take the square of 3, then the cube of 3, that is 27. Clear? Clear? Any doubt? No? Okay. Now just simply write the double of this digit. Leave it 1 and leave it 1 and leave it 27. Just double this number. This is 6. This one is 18. Now what I'll do, I'll just add it. But how to add it? Here it will be 7 only, 2 will carry forward. So I'll write 2 here. Now just add it. 9 plus 2, 11, right? 9 plus 2, 11, 11, 10, 21, 21, 8, 29. So I'll write 9 here and 2 will carry forward, right? I'll write 2 here again. We have to find the cube of 13. So listen to me, what are the steps that you have to follow? Firstly, write 1, 3 as it is, then the square of 3, that is 9, cube of 3, 27. I told you, simply remember a cube from 1 to 10. Okay, so 3 cube is 27. 4 units digit, it will be 7 only, not 27. 4 units digit, you have to write 7 only. Take 2 forward. So 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 plus 18 is 29. So I'll write 9 here. 2 will carry forward. 6 plus 3, 9. 9 to 11. 11 means 1 here and 1 will carry forward. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So cube of 13 is 2197. This is what you have to do in all the question. Let us suppose if I have to find the cube of, if I have to find the cube of another number like 15 cube, okay, 15 cube if I have to find using same technique. So what I'll do, I'll write 1, 5, square of 5, 25, cube of 5, 125. Simple. This is the first step that you have to follow. 1, 5, square of 5 and cube of 5, that is 125. फिर क्या करना है आपको 5 का डबल. What is the double of 5? That is 10. Double of 25, it is 50. Clear? Now you have to add all. So what I told, at the units digit you have to write 5 only and 12 will carry forward. Now add 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. So write 7 here. Clear? 7. Now this 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 5, 8 will carry forward. So write here 8. So 8 plus 5, 13, 13 plus 10, 23. But you don't need to add like this. Just add 8 plus 5 plus 0. 1 will carry forward in the next step. 8 plus 5, 13. 13 plus 0, 13. So I'll write 3 here. Okay. 1 will carry forward because we have 13. Okay, so 1 will carry forward. Now 1 plus here 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 carry forward of 13 and 1 is here also. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is clear to you. 2 plus 1 is 3. So the cube root of, so the cube of 15 is what? 3375. So this is what you have to do in all the questions from 11 to 20. For 11 cube, 12 cube, 13 cube, 14 cube, 15, 16, 17. This is applicable from 11 to 19. I hope this is clear to you. And this is how you have to find the cube of numbers from 1 to 20. Clear? Any doubt? No? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. No doubt? Shall I move to the next concept now? Okay. Now the next is, there are some properties that these cube numbers follow, right? Like the square numbers, there are properties of squares number as well. In the same way, there are properties of some cube numbers as well. So unlike square numbers, every digit from 0 to 9 is possible as the last digit of a cube, but each maps to exactly one other digit. Like in square numbers, there were some specific numbers as the last digits, right? When we were finding the squares, the ending digit was some specific, but here it is not like that. it can end with any numbers from 0 to 9. This is what the difference. But each number has some specific number that it ends with, like 1. How to remember this? 1 will map to 1, 2 will map to 8, 3 will map to 7, 4 will map to 4, 5 will map to 5. Means if we have to find the cube of a number that has the last digit 5, it will definitely ends with the digits 5. Means the units digits will be 5 only. So how will you remember this? Suppose for 1, what you will do? Find the cube. 1 is 1 only. For 2, it is 8. What is the cube of 2? 8. For 3, it is 27. Cube of 3 is 27. So what is the last digit? 7. So you have to remember 7 in that way. For 4, what is the cube of 4? 64, right? So what is the last digit for that? 4. So it is 4 will maps to 4. 5, it is 125. So last digit is 5. 6 will maps to 6. 7. Now just reverse the process. 7 here. 3 maps to 7. So 7 will maps to 3. 2 maps to 8. So 8 will map to 2. 9 will maps to 9 only. So this is how you have to remember this. So if you are given any number, now you can find the units digit. How? Suppose if you have to find the cube of 47, what you will see? You will see the last digit. So the last digit is 7. So what will be the first digits of a cube? You can see from the mapping 7 maps to 3. So last digits will be 3 only. This is how you can do it. For a big number also, you can tell, like if I'll write here 4 to 8. 4 to 8. If you have to find the cube of 4 to 8. Cube of 4 to 8. What will be the units digit? Can you guess? 4 to 8. This is a big number, but the units digits you can guess. How? See the mapping chart. 8 maps to 2. So the last digit, or say unit digit. Unit digit will be 2 only. Okay? The units digit you can guess from this chart. Okay? Suppose if you have to find the cube of 83. Cube of 83. So write here 83 cube. Right? So what will be the units digit? Can you tell me? See where 3 maps. 3 कहाँ map कर रहा है? 3 maps to 7. So the units digits will be 7. Simple, but very interesting. Okay. So this trick you have to remember. This is very important trick to find the units digit, and this helps in excluding the options. Okay. If you want to eliminate the option, this trick will be helpful for you. Clear? So properties of cube numbers. The property says that every digit maps to some specific digits. If you have to find the cube, suppose the digits ends with a number 1, so its cube will also ends with number 1. If we have to find a number whose cube, a number who ends with 2, suppose any number that ends with 2 is 82. If you have to find the cube of 82, so its cube will definitely end from a number 8. Okay. In the same way, if you have to find a number that ends with 8, as for example 48 cube, so its cube will also end with 2. This is the ends digit. It tells about the ends digit, okay, or units digit you can say. So the digits of the number, and this is the last digits of its cube. This chart you need to remember. I told you the trick that how you can remember it. Okay. So I hope this is clear to you, this property of cube numbers, right? Now let's come to cube roots. So cube roots are just a reverse process of cube. How? In the same way like squares, what we were doing there? We were finding a square of any numbers, and square root was just a reverse process, right? So if you have to find the square of a number, if you will get the square root, that is root x, suppose x square means they are just reverse process. I am just trying to say reverse process, inverse process, anything you can say. Suppose if I'll find the square of 5. So square of 5 was 25. So if you have to find the square root of 25, so square root of 25 will be 5 only. Clear? So these are the inverse process or reverse process to each other. Clear? So just like square roots are opposite of squaring a number, cube roots are opposite of cubic numbers denoted by cube roots of 3. This is how we denote the cube root. Okay, or you can say a number to the power 1 by 3. For square root it was this sign, and number the power 1 by 2. In the bracket you have to write the number. Clear? In bracket you have to write the number, and power you have to give 1 by 3 for cube root and 1 by 2 for square root. Clear? Cube root in the same way that we did in the square root as well. Okay. Now let's observe it. Obviously x cube and cube root of x, these are the inverse process. Like squares we did, square and square root are the inverse processes. In the same way cube and cube roots are the inverse processes as well. Suppose if I have to find the cube root of 64, so how I will write cube root of 64 like this? So what will be the cube root? It is 4. How? Because 4 raised to the power 3 is nothing but 4 into 4 into 4. That is 64. So cube of 4 is 64. So cube root of 64 will be, this is a cube. If cube of 4 is 64, so cube root of 64 will be 4 only. Okay, that is why it is a inverse processes. Clear? I hope this is clear to you. Now let's come to a methods that how you can find the cube roots. So simply what you have to do, this is one of the most important methods, so mark it as star mark. जितना स्टार देना है उतना स्टार दे दो इस मेथड को. Okay, prime factorization method, this was also in finding the square root. It's same for finding the cube root. Okay, prime factorization. I hope everything is clear till here. If you have any doubt, please ask me. No? Okay, before finding the cube root by prime factorization, you should know about what is the meaning of prime factorization. Prime factorization means writing any numbers in the powers of prime numbers or in the powers of multiples of prime numbers. So in this method, what you have to do, you have to express a number as a product of prime factors. Obviously, this is what prime factorization is. Group identical primes in triples, groups of 3, not pairs. Relax. Let us suppose if you have to find the cube root of 13, 8, 24. 13, 8, 24 by prime factorization method. So what I will do, I will write 13, 8, 24 here and simply do the prime factors. So by which number it will cut? 2. So write down 2 here. 2 6 ja 12, 2 9 ja 18, 2 1 ja 2, 2 2 ja 4. Clear? Once again 2, 2 3 जा 6, 2 4 जा 8, 2 5 जा 10, 2 6 जा 12, 2 2 1 जा 2, 2 7 जा 14, 2 2 जा 4, 2 8 जा 16, 2 2 2 8 जा 16, 2 6 जा 12, 2 4 जा 8. Once verify it is correct or not. Everybody please verify it. 2 2 4 ja 8, 2 3 ja 6, 2 2 ja 4, with 2 again, 2 2 ja 4, 2 1 ja 2, 2 6 ja 12. Clear? 2 1 ja 2, 108, 2 2 5 ja 10, 54, right? So 54 once again with 2, 27, 3 3 3 9 ja 27, once again with 3, so 3 3 1 ja 3. So this is clear to you. So how to write these numbers in prime factors? So simply the second step is telling group identical prime numbers in triples. So can I write 1 3 8 2 4 as triples, not pairs? Like in squares what you used to do, we were writing in pairs, but here we have to make triples groups. So how many 2 we have? There is 1 triple, 2 into 2 into 2, 2 into 2 into 2, 2 into 2 into 2, okay? 2 into 2 into 2, one more triples, 2 into 2 into 2, into, there is a triple of 3 as well, so 3 into 3 into 3, clear? Clear, it is clear. Now if you have to find its cube root, simply what you have to do, 13 8 24 from the triples just pick one number, एक नंबर सारे ट्रिपल से पिक करने हैं हमें. So here we have 2, from here 2 and 3. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, 2 2 is 4, 4 2 is 8, 8 3 is 27. So cube root of 13 8 24 is 27. This is the steps that you have to follow. Simply क्या करना है, अगर कोई क्वेश्चंस बोले कि 13 8 27 का क्यूब रूट निकालो बाय प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन मेथड, सबसे पहले उसको प्राइम फैक्टर्स में कन्वर्ट करना है. प्राइम फैक्टर C, it is divisible by 2. Once again this is divisible by 2, so you have to write in the product of prime factors. So I have written. Now see how many triples you can form. Here we can form 4 triples, like 3 4 2 and 1 4 3. Now if you have to find the cube roots, just take one number from the triples simply. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, so this is 27. So this is the steps that you have to follow every time if you have to find the cube roots. Clear? This is one of the most important method in finding the cube roots of any number. Okay? Clear? स्टार्ट कर दे. Okay, so if you have to find the cube roots of any numbers by prime factorization method, so this is the steps that you need to follow. Clear? Just make the triples and pick one number from the triples. So the cube root of 13,824 equals to 27. I hope this step is clear to you. Okay, now let's come to one of the most important topic of this chapter, that is called the product properties of cube roots. Where it helps, suppose we have a big numbers, right? As for example, we have a number 64 into 125. So firstly, what it does, product property says that before finding its product, you can distribute it into the cube of products. The cube root of a product equals to the product of the cube roots, right? Suppose if you have to find the cube root of 64 into 125. 64 into 125. So instead of finding 64 into 125 first, what I'll do, I'll distribute it. How? With this property, product property, I can write this as 64 cube root into 125 cube root. Clear? 64 cube root into 125 cube root, and we know the cube root of 64, this is 4, and the cube root of 125, it is 5. So 4 into 5 equals to 20, right? So instead of finding 64 into 125 its product and then taking the cube roots, what you can do, you can distribute it individually. So first find the two multiples whose cube roots we can find. So this is the property that it says the cube root of a product equals the product of cube roots. I hope this is clear to you, right? Properties, from the important properties of this chapter, this helps in finding the cube root of a big number, right? If you have to find the cube root of a big number, this is how you will distribute it. Clear? Okay, now let's check this for 8,000. How will you do it? Can you check this for 8,000? Suppose if you have to find cube root of 8,000. How will you do it? I'll write simply this as cube root of 8 into 1000. Can I write? Because I know the cube root of 8 and cube root of 1000. So can I distribute this as cube root of 8 into cube root of 1000? So cube root of 8 will be 2 and cube root of 1000 will be 10. So 10 into 2 is 20. Simple, right? So 8000 was a big number. So what you did, instead of finding the cube roots of 8000, you find its product, right? Whose cube roots you know. So 8 into 1000 I can write. So by the product property, I distributed the cube root in both the numbers. So cube root of 8 into cube root of 1000, that is basically 2 into 10, that is 20. Clear? Now this property is also applicable for division as well. Like multiplication, we can distribute into division as well. How? Suppose if I have to find the cube root of 1000 into 8, like 8000. Same question. If you have to find the 1000 divided by 8, divided by 8, right? So I can write this as cube root of 1000 divided by cube root of 8. So what is the cube root of 1000? Can you tell me? Cube root of 1000 is 10. What is the cube root of 8? Cube root of 8 is 2. So 10 divided by 2, basically can I write this as 10 by 2, which is 5. Clear? So same property is applicable for multiplication as well as division as well. Clear? Now let's practice some questions. The first question is 3375 a perfect square? If yes, find its cube roots. Find the last digit of 53 cube. Evaluate this cube root. List all perfect cubes between 100 and 1000. Find the cube root of 15625 by prime factorization. Let's do one by one. The first question is 3375 a perfect cube? If yes, find its cube root. So 3375, how will you find its cube? So 3375 is given to us. Can I do prime factorization here? Is this a perfect cube? So firstly find its cube root, no? So 3375. Is this divisible by 3? Check. Yes. 3 1s are 3, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15. Once again with 3. 3 3s are 9, 3 7s are 21, 3 5s are 15. Please verify everybody. Please check it. Is this correct? Now 3 1s are 3. Is it divisible by 3? Check. Is this number divisible by 3? Yes or no? 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15. Now with 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25. Again with 5, 5 5s are 25. So 5 1s are 5. So I can write 3375 in a triples form of prime factors, right? So 3375 equals to 3 into 3 into 3. This is one triples and 5 into 5 into 5. 3 into 3 into 3 and 5 into 5 into 5 means if you have to find the cube root of 3375. So I'll pick one number from these triples, that is 3, and one number from these triples, that is 5. So 3 into 5 equals to 15. So cube root of 3375 equals to 15. Clear? Cube root of 3375 equals to 15 means basically if you take the cube of 15, it is 3375. Please once verify this. Verify this. Is this correct or not? So 3375 is a perfect cube because 15 cube is 3375. So answer is yes, it is a perfect cube and its cube root is 15. Clear? The first question is clear to you? This was all about the first question. That is why I told you prime factorization method is one of the most important in finding the cube roots. Okay? Now let's go to example number 2. Find the last digit of 53 cube. Last digit of 53 cube using the units digit rule. You remembered? 53 cube. What is the last digit of 53 cube? Please tell me, what is the last digit of 53 cube? Can anyone answer this? Remember the chart? 3 cube, where 3 maps? So 3 maps to 7, right? Because what was the cube of 3? What was the cube of 3? 3 3s are 9. 9 3s are 27. So 27 it ends with 7. So 53 cube, its last digits will end with 27 only. Clear? Its last digit will end with 7 only. So 3 maps to 7. You can verify from the chart. So this is question number 2. It was based on the tricks of finding the units digit rule. Okay. Third one is evaluate cube root of 64 into 27. Cube root of 64 into 27. Distribution property, you remembered? Distribution property. Cube root of 64 into 27 is basically cube root of 64. and cube root of 27. 64 and cube root of 27. So 64 का cube root क्या होगा? 64 का cube root 4 and cube root of 27 3. So 4 into 3 is 12. Clear? So instead of finding the 64 into 27, what you can do, just simply distribute its cube roots individually. So it will be distributed into 64 cube root into 27 cube root. 64 cube root we know and 27 cube root we know. That is 4 into 3, that is 12. So its answer is cube root of 64 into 27 is simply 12. Clear? I hope this example is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. List all perfect cubes between 100 and 1000. All perfect cubes between 100 and 1000. Did you remember? Okay, this is giving you homework. Please list this. All perfect cubes you have to write down. So where it will start from? It will start from 5, right? Because 5 cube is 125 and it will end at which number it will end? Tell me. Between 1000. So it will end at definitely at 10 cube. That is 1000. So in between how many numbers are there? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5 numbers are there in between. So you have to list down all perfect cubes. Please list all cubes. Okay? You have to write it down. Like 5 cubes, 125, 6 cubes, 216, 7 cubes. Okay? In the same way, 8 cubes, 9 cubes, and 10 cubes. You know, I think 729. Okay? This is what you have to do. Write down all perfect cubes from 5 to 10. Clear? Let's solve one more problem. That is, you have to find the perfect cube by prime factorization method. 15, 6, 25. 15, 6, 2, 5 by prime factorization method. How will you do it? Check the number by which it is divisible. 5. Let's see. 5, 3 ja 15, 5, 1 ja 5, 5, 2 ja 10, 5, 5 ja 25. Is this correct? Verify once. 5, 3 ja 15, 5, 1 ja 5, 5, 2 ja 10, 5, 5 ja 25. Once again, check with 5. Okay. 5, 6 ja 30. Clear? 5, 6 ja 30, 5, 2 ja 10, 5, 5 ja 25. Once again with 5, 5, 1 ja 5, 5, 2 ja 10, 5, 5 ja 25. 5, 5, 2 ja 10, 5, 5 ja 25. 5, 5 ja 25, 5, 1. So, how many pairs we have? 2. How many triples we have? 2. So can I write 15, 6 to 25 as 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5? Can I write this? 5 into 5 into 5 and 5 into 5 into 5? Yes or no? Please verify this. 5 into 5 into 5 and 5 into 5. So if we have to find its cube root, क्या करना होगा हमें? Cube root में just take one number only. If you will take one number from this triples, it is 5. If you will take one number from this triples, it is 5 into 5. That is 25. Right? So the cube root of 15, 6, 25 is 25. Please verify. If you will find the cube of 25, you will get 15, 6, 25, right? Check it. You have to check this. Please check it. Find, okay, this was the for square root. I am giving you this as homework because this is a part of cube root. Just do it as homework. You have to estimate square root of 1525 to 1 decimal place. Clear? So I hope all these questions are clear to you now. Any doubt? Any doubt in cube root? In cubes and finding cube roots, perfect cubes, prime factorization method, tricks that you need to remember, that what is the units digits for any cubes, the mappings that you need to remember from 1 to 9. But most important is remember cubes from 1 to 20. Okay? Keep in mind. So this was the first class for cubes and squares. Any doubt? Grade 8 chapter 1 completed. Grade 8 chapter 1 completed. Now you can go and practice any question. Now you can tackle any questions from grade 8 chapter number 1. Okay? So if you want more such interactive sessions, please explore our SISYA class courses. Booster course are there, math champs programs are there, SISYA topper programs are there. Please explore this. Simply what you have to do for enrollment, visit the sisyaclass.com/LTC, tap in on your grades. You will get the pop-up button. Just write your mobile number and your state name simply, and you can get the 3 classes just on ₹19 only. Okay? So I hope this is clear to you. If you like this session, please hit the like button, share with your friends, and subscribe the SISYA class channel. In the next class, I'll come with chapter number 2 for grade 8. So stay with me. Grade 8 chapter 2 I'll cover in the next video. Okay, thank you so much everybody. Have a good day.